Right, hello everyone and welcome back to another video on the channel. Now today it has been a while and yes, we are back for another video on the channel, and yeah, we're here today for an important transfer video relating to Wrexham AFC. A lot has gone on since I last spoke to you on the channel, but before we get into anything, please could you get down there and make sure to click the subscribe button down below. We're on the road to 19,000 subscribers, so if you're looking for all the best Wrexham AFC content on the YouTube app, this is the place to be. Like I said, updates, matchday vlogs. You aren't going to want to miss the vlogs that are coming for our first season back in the EFL. So yeah, make sure you click the red subscribe button, put the notification bell on so you are notified every time I upload. And yeah, it's been a while, but we're talking transfer news related to Wrexham Football Club. Like I said, it's been a whirlwind past couple of days for the club. Marty Virtue been linked with a move to the racecourse ground. Norwood, a move seemed imminent for Wrexham, but he has turned us down to join a club in the league below. And are we going to get another left centre back / left back ahead of our first season back in EFL? So I haven't really got any notes today. I'm just going to be speaking sort of just like a face-to-face chat. The first name I want to talk about is Marty Virtue. Now he is a midfielder that currently plays for League One side Blackpool, but he did spend last season on loan at Lincoln City in League One, where he did play 30 times, scoring 3 goals. So he's an experienced centre midfielder, and if I'm being honest, I think we should definitely be going in for a midfielder, and I think Virtue is the name that is obviously doing the rounds at the minute and is the player that could possibly be filling that area in the midfield ahead of this season. Now, a move for Virtue would definitely seem likely to happen. He's probably out of favour at Blackpool. Although he played 30 times for the Imps, are Blackpool going to want to strengthen and get straight back up? And maybe they don't think Virtue is the player to do that, but there's obviously something that Parkinson sees in Marty Virtue that would be very good and very suitable for us to sign him for. On the topic of Marty Virtue and transfer fees, it's rumoured that Wrexham would have to pay around £200,000 to secure the services of the midfielder. Now, I think for a League 2 club, signing a player that's obviously gained a lot of experience in the league above for Lincoln City and obviously playing for Blackpool, I think £200,000, are they going to want to demand money because it's Wrexham? You know, they feel like they can obviously up the price, and Wrexham are obviously one of only a few teams in the league that are able to pay that fee. So when they're selling a player, they're obviously going to want to get the maximum possible money they can for him. And £200,000 for Marty Virtue, I mean, yeah, it is what it is. If we want him that desperately, we'll go in for the £200,000. It will obviously make him one of our most expensive signings of all time. Marty Virtue obviously is in the peak of his career, only 26 years of age, and obviously he plays for Blackpool at the minute, and he went on to play 70 times for the Seasiders, which obviously included that promotion to the Championship from League One in 2021, playing a big role there alongside the likes of Kenny Dougal in that midfield. And then obviously ever since they went up to the Championship, he struggled for game time, and then obviously got that move to Lincoln, where he did find regular game time there in League One. And don't get me wrong, Lincoln City aren't a bad team at all, and to play 30 times in that midfield clearly shows that the Lincoln manager obviously saw a lot in him and had a lot of faith in him. So getting him down to League 2, I think, would definitely be a good coup. And on the topic of midfield role, it's definitely a position that we do need to strengthen. And obviously we've got James Jones, Luke Young, Tom O'Connor, Elliot Lee, etc. We need to strengthen. I think we definitely need one more player to fit in that midfield, and Virtue could definitely be that player that could fill that void. Like I said, £200,000 for Virtue is definitely going to be a really smart investment by Phil Parkinson, because like I said, 26 years of age, he's going to hit the peak of his career in a year or two, and if he can do that at Wrexham with good players surrounding him and he can play a big role in that midfield, then I think this could definitely be a really smart transfer from Parky and co. And like I said, it's going to be a smart investment if we do get his services, whether it be for £200,000, whether it be for less than that, we aren't sure yet. But one thing we do know is our midfield is an area that definitely needs to be strengthened in, because don't get me wrong, it was incredible last season in the National League, but it's a big step up from playing players that are barely getting paid from their clubs, that are part-time jobs, to then stepping up and playing against the likes of Gillingham, Stockport County. Nearly every team in League 2 is full-time, and every team is going to be challenging, and it's going to be the hardest league that has been in League 2 for years. The amount of teams there that could possibly go up, the likes of Notts County, Stockport, Gillingham, Swindon, they're all up there. It's going to be a real challenge, and It's not going to hurt to bring another midfielder in. Like many of the Wrexham fans think, Wrexham do need another midfielder as we head into our first season, because if I'm being honest, we definitely do lack depth, and going into League 2, we are going to need depth in those positions. And obviously, you know, gaining experience in the EFL, playing a role in the promotion to the Championship in League 1 with the Seasiders. So it's clear to see he's not short of experience, and getting that to the racecourse ground as we definitely aim to go up to League 1 this season, I think could be a really smart move and could be one that could go down a massive hit amongst Wrexham fans. Now we're going to be talking about James Norwood, a reportedly big target for Wrexham, as we obviously saw that Paul Mullin did suffer his injury out in America against Manchester United. So there's definitely a role that needs to be filled in the few games that he will miss at the start of the season. And like I said, Norwood was a name that was strongly rumoured to be making the switch from Barnsley to the racecourse ground. But as we know of today, he has decided to drop down from League 1 to the National League to sign for David Unsworth's Oldham Athletic. So yeah, James Norwood, I mean, we all know him. Every Wrexham fan will probably know him from his Tranmere days. What he did in the National League alongside Andy Cook for Tranmere was absolutely sublime. A goal machine, 45 games in League 1 last year and a hatful of goals. It's clear to see that this would have been a great signing, and the fact that a team below us have signed him for an undisclosed fee says a lot, and I think it shows the ambition that Oldham are obviously going for this season. And we've also heard today that Barnsley did give us a price which was way too much for us to bid, and if you would have seen Rob Ryanred's interview with Humphrey Kerr, it obviously did sound like Wrexham didn't even put a bid in for James Norwood, because obviously they were taking that advantage of it being Wrexham that have put a bid in. They've obviously set the price incredibly high, which we're not willing to pay. He's gone and joined Oldham, so what we can gather from that, it would definitely have been a significantly lower fee for what Oldham signed him for from what Barnsley asked for us. So yeah, it will be interesting to see what we do now with a striker role, because obviously I think we do know there was some truth behind this deal, and there was probably no official bid put in for Wrexham because the price tag that they put on Norwood was ridiculous. And obviously, like I said, 32 years of age, it's only going to be for a couple of games when Mullin comes in, probably 4 or 5, pushing 6 maybe. But yeah, I mean, I wouldn't have been complaining if Norwood would have signed. I'm not obviously going to sit here and say, oh, we didn't need Norwood, he's a rubbish striker. He is a quality striker. We know what we were going to get with James Norwood, and the fact that he has dropped down to the National League for Oldham is a strange deal. I think Oldham have definitely chucked a lot of money at that, but you can't blame them. We've done it in the past. But yeah, I mean, what a signing this was for the Latics ahead of their National League season. Obviously, I think it says a lot at the fact that Norwood obviously didn't sign for Wrexham. He clearly wasn't interested in the move to the club, which I mean is fair enough, but he's gone to Oldham Athletic. Ambition wise, you'd go to Wrexham, but it's what suits Norwood best, and obviously he wasn't interested in making the switch to North Wales. And yeah, I'm not going to sit here and be mad, because obviously if Barnsley have slapped a ridiculous price tag on him that Parkinson feels that he doesn't need to pay for that striker, then fair enough, because obviously teams are now going to take advantage of Wrexham. They know that we've got that cash. They've seen our 20 million turnover. They're going to demand a huge amount of money for their star players. But yeah, we obviously weren't interested in him that much. This is a sort of a big blow, because obviously Norwood, I'm sure, was definitely at the top of our targets. And yeah, I mean, if I'm being honest, like I said, if we wanted him that much, we'd have gone out for him, but he's obviously got players in mind that we could sign elsewhere. And obviously you've got to think as well, we do have strikers at the minute. We've got Billy Waters yet to really prove what he's all about in a Wrexham shirt. Sam Dolby, it's just whether, you know, if he goes for Ollie Palmer and Sam Dolby, two very similar strikers, and the more sensible option would obviously be to go for Billy Waters and Palmer, but it's just if Parkinson thinks that Billy Waters is able to do the job that that striker does need to do in those opening games, and I see why not. Billy Waters scored a lot of goals for Barrow in the EFL, and I think he definitely deserves this chance in pre-season. Did he do well? I think he looked promising up front. I would definitely love to see him start a couple of games this season. So yeah, James Norwood has rejected Wrexham AFC to join National League side Oldham Athletic, so it's not really the news that we were expecting to hear tonight. We all thought that James Norwood was obviously going to be a Wrexham player to replace Paul Mullin, who is injured, but it looks like our hunt for a striker is set to continue. And the last bit of transfer news is obviously obviously a name you'll have seen in every transfer window at Wrexham AFC. It's Declan John, the Bolton Wanderers left back / left centre back, has obviously been heavily rumoured with a move to Wrexham this summer. I mean, if this was to come off, this would be an incredible signing. Obviously, he's versatile, left wing back role, he's got pace, he can obviously slot into that left centre back role. With the news that has come out the last couple of weeks about Declan John obviously being demoted from his number 3 shirt to number 25, and the big news of all being that he did not feature in their recent friendly on the 29th of July against West Brom, and I do believe he didn't play a role against Everton as well, so it's clear to see that something is going on with Declan John. Obviously, a move away from Bolton Wanderers could definitely seem likely and could definitely happen. It's rumoured that Stoke City were obviously after Declan John's services, but nothing's really materialised of that. And if John's got ambitions and if he wants to get regular game time, then I think if he did come to Wrexham, he'd be guaranteed that. I mean, this would be an incredible signing. Like I said, they're obviously going to be demanding a lot of money for Declan John. At 28 years of age, John is just hitting the peak of his career. It's important to know what his next move is going to be, and it's important for him whether he wants game time, whether he wants to be sitting on the bench at Bolton Wanderers, which is likely what is going to happen this season. And I mean, the past 2 seasons, 59 games combined over the 2 League One seasons, 5 goals, 8 assists. I mean, it's looking promising for Declan John, and obviously cast your minds back to 2017-18 where he did play 26 times with 6 goal contributions for Rangers. He's played for the likes of Cardiff City 15 times in the Championship, and he's played 2 times for Wales in 2018 in the China Cup. So he's been around, he's got that experience, and if we were to get his services at Wrexham, filling in that left centre-back role, which obviously we know that I don't think he's done many times in the past, but he's obviously more than comfortable in slotting in there and obviously being that cover-up for Jacob Mendy on that left wing-back. And I think it would be good to have Jacob Mendy, Declan John, Callum McFadzean, Liam McAlinden. We've got depth in that left wing-back spot, and I think left wing-back is obviously an area that we definitely did need to strengthen ahead of the League 2 season, and there's no better player to get in than Declan John, who obviously has carried experience in Scotland, in League 1, at international level. So this would be a no-brainer. If the opportunity did come about for Declan John to sign for Wrexham, we should do it in a second. We know there's been truth in the past few windows about Wrexham being interested in Declan John, and if the rumours are true that Wrexham want to bring more Welsh players in to the club, then this would be a great start to get Declan John in. So yeah, the rumours that are going around at the minute are very strong. Obviously, are we going to get Marty Virtue? Are we going to get Declan John? What has happened with this James Norwood deal? I'd love to know the ins and outs about it. So yeah, let me know in the comment section down below. Do you think we'll sign Marty Virtue? Obviously, we know his profile has been removed from the Blackpool website, so it's sort of looking likely that he will depart, and whether it be to the Red Dragons or not, we don't know. A move away from Bloomfield Road for Virtue looks possible, and definitely for Declan John, as they both look to depart their clubs. Will they both end up at Wrexham? That is the question that is on our minds at the minute. It's good to be back on the channel. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to drop a like. The transfer videos are back in full swing, and yeah, I said it on the last video, I'm not going to be attending the MK Dons or the Wigan Athletic Carabao Cup games. So yeah, if you want to see reactions on this, I'll buy the stream, I'll do like a watch along for it. Yeah, if you want to see that, make sure to drop it in the comment section down below and let me know one player you want to see in a Wrexham shirt come that first game of the season. We might not get one in then, but who knows? Never say never. It's Wrexham Football Club, and I'll see you in another video. Let me know what you think about this as well. Absolutely ridiculous third shirt. And yeah, like I said, I'll see you in the next video. Up the town.